I can divide it into these many subjects that we study in college. So, site planning, your computers, building construction, materials and techniques, structures, construction management, estimation, specification, valuation, professional practice, climatology, green buildings you can add with it as well. Then building services, landscape, interior, contemporary technology. This is just probably a new thing. Awareness about civil aviation. This is something that's not very specifically taught to you in college, but it's again not something that is difficult. Okay. So now if you look at all these subjects or topics, is there anything new to you other than probably this one? Yes? Is there anything that you are looking at for the first time? No, right? Only I think the 17th point, awareness about civil aviation. And I would say maybe some parts of interior designing where which are very, very specific to airport. Furniture for airport and things like that. But the rest of it, is something that we've already gone through, are using, have studied for 5 years. So now you need to just brush up, okay? Go through them very specifically only for the exam point of view. So let us take a look at week by week strategy as to what to do, how can we go through it. Fine. So here I'm sharing with you a 9 to 10 week strategy, roughly 60 days, 65 days strategy. Okay. Again, this is something which you can modify as per your requirement, your need, your suitability, and implement as well. Right? So now again, before I move to the strategy, I would just like to tell you in this every week we are taking some topics from part B and going through it. But part A that is there, you have to do it daily because that is something we as architects have lost touch, right? Your numericals, your aptitude, basically, general aptitude and everything, we don't do it every day. Or current affairs, we're not so well versed with them. So that is something that you need to do daily along with the schedule that I'm going to be sharing with you. Right? So now, yes, roughly again, practice part A daily at least for 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes minimum. Fine. Along with that, 15 minutes daily to know about civil aviation, its current affairs related to it. Okay. Maybe some Udan scheme that is there or new airport approvals that are happening, right? Like the Navi Mumbai one that's very recently happened. Fine. Or maybe some international civil aviation news that is there. Or maybe Griha, green building rating news that is there. So all the news that is again relating to your syllabus plus civil aviation, give at least 15 minutes daily. Okay. At the end of each day, also I'll tell you what is to be done. Now let's say for week one, okay, 6 days. Here, week one, start with the basic site planning. Now one day, give only for going through the syllabus in detail plus sorting out your study material. that okay, for this topic, site planning, I'm going to refer NBC, this another standard or another standard, that's it. Okay, for each topic, don't refer more than one book. I would suggest. Stick only to one book for each topic or one resource for each topic and revise it multiple times. Okay. So let's say first day we are just sorting out all our study material, understanding the syllabus in detail. Next 4 days, you are going to finish the site planning, site analysis part. Fine. So zoning regulations, NBC basics, circulation, barrier-free design, all of that. Now at the end of each day, let's say on day 2, you study barrier-free design. Okay. You finish the topic of barrier-free design with focus on airport and everything. At the end of day 2, when you finished barrier-free design, what do? Give 10 minutes at the end before you sleep to revise. Just quickly go through what you've done. Now, again, how are you supposed to study while you're studying? Prepare your own notes while you're studying and understanding. Fine. And at the end of the day, give 10 minutes to revise these notes again for that particular topic. So, likewise, you keep on doing it for each topic. Now, for the next 4 days, so till the end of week 1, you finish site planning, site analysis. Then at the end of week 1 over here, when your week 1 is getting over, what do? Solve a sectional mini mock test for this topic. Around 40 to 50 questions only relating to this topic. So you are testing yourself, you're understanding which all areas are you weak in your preparation. Likewise, again, next week you have your building material structures. Now take 2 weeks for that. So your second and third week is for building materials and structures. Because again, this is a vast topic. Okay. So take time, go through it thoroughly. Fourth week, building construction and management. So your CPM per project management, estimation, professional practice, all of that you take another week. So roughly, if you see in the first 4 weeks, you are finishing all the heavy topics which are lengthy, which have a lot of details also to study. So that you finish off first. Then come to the easier ones or less tiring topics, I would say. Green buildings, energy conservation. So week 5 for that. Then you have building services. Again, 1.5 week for building services. Next, computer application. Again, this is more about hands-on work, right? Your AutoCAD and everything, or BIM, or digital twins, all of these GIS. These are more of application based. Nothing to, open a book and study about. So you can, again, solve more questions for this topic, rather, I would say. Okay. Then 2 weeks for your contemporary technology, composite material, and landscape design. So you finish that roughly these 3 topics in 1.5 week. Week 8, week 9, interior design and civil aviation awareness. So I think as and when you are studying your current affairs also daily, some parts of this should also get covered, like the basic terminology and everything, right? That will eventually get covered. But yes, 2 days for this is more than enough, this topic, civil aviation awareness. Then after that, now we have been daily studying part A, right? The aptitude part, we are doing it daily till for 9 weeks. Now for 8 weeks, and in the ninth week, you give continuous, rigorous 3 days and have a focused revision of that part A. Okay. Plus timed sectional mock tests. You time yourself, solve papers as many as you can. Because again, this is something where you are bound to lose more marks as we are not in touch with these topics. Then again, full length mock tests. So 4 days after you've gone through the entire syllabus, you've studied everything thoroughly, then come to your full length mock test. So 120 questions, 2 hours, total at least minimum 4 to 5 mocks, and review it on the same day. Okay, chalo, today I've solved this mock test. Fine, let me analyze where have I gone wrong. Okay, maybe I've gone wrong in interior design topic. Go back and review. Okay, I think I've missed out on this point I've not studied properly, whatever. So review it on the same day. And then last 2 days for your revision. Okay, don't keep any new topics or don't add any new resources. We don't know when the date is coming. So let's say even here you finish all the revision. What do I do? Date is still another 1 month away. In that case, go back and revise again, solve more mock tests. Okay, you will keep on learning more from the mock tests the more you solve them, but don't add unnecessarily new resources. Okay, my friend is referring that book, I will take that book also and read. My other friend is reading some other book, I will read that book also. Don't do that. You will go mad in that entire process. Better than that, you revise again and again. It will be better for you to remember as well. Okay. Now coming to our topic-wise reference materials. So for site planning, you have the NBC that is there. So again, NBC also has your site planning, circulation, barrier-free design, time saver standards are also there. For material structures, you have Rangwala. For building materials, you have SK Dugal, RK Bansal for strength of materials. Structural design, specific chapter in NBC Part 6. For construction, you have your BN Datta, Punmiya, and for project management also you have Chitkara for CPM PERT concepts. Again, for energy conservation, green buildings, you can directly refer the websites of Terry Griha and you will find their publications also on that. You can refer the Bureau of Energy Efficiency website, find details over there as well. Building services, you can go through NBC Part 8, Part 9 for building and plumbing services. Okay. Computer aided design, again, you can refer these websites, direct websites of Autodesk or even for ArcGIS, right? Esri website has details. You can directly go through that as well. Again, for contemporary technology, NBC has certain provisions, right? Even for modular construction, there are certain provisions. Then composite materials, certain journals, articles are there. Landscape, again, time saver standard or landscape architecture by Norman Booth. Interior design by Francis D.K. Ching. And you again have time saver standards for that as well. Civil aviation awareness. I would suggest rather than the book, you keep on visiting the official website of Airport Authority for whatever they're publishing, their project updates, right? Ministry of Civil Aviation website as well for the various schemes that are coming. Okay. And the International Civil Aviation Organization. They have certain publications on their website. You can refer that as well, specifically the Annex 14. So you can go through that for these terminologies and standards. Coming to part A now. So you have a yearbook, okay, for by Manorama Yearbook or Pratiyogita Darpan for static GK. Plus, start with your newspapers. Again, in the newspaper, you don't have to read from the first page to last page. No. What is supposed to be read from the newspaper, your syllabus is going to tell you. That's why the syllabus should be by heart. Okay. So, of course, all news related to aviation, infrastructure, all of that is very, very important. Fine. New technology, that is again important. So, again, knowing the syllabus helps over here, that what to study in from the newspaper and what is to be left. For reasoning aptitude, you have R.S. Agarwal books, which you can refer. They are pretty good. You can practice from them as well. For English, you have Wren and Martin and S.P. Bakshi. Okay. So, yes, that is more or less the reference materials as well.